Good evening, everyone. My name is Haroon Hassan. I'm from Enterprise Rent Car. My role as being in Enterprise Rent Car, I'm part of the talent acquisition team. So my role is to go out, find the best people for our business, kind of manage relationships with some of our partners as well. I've been in the business now. I started off in 2011, so it's just my 12-year anniversary last week. I started off as a trainee in one of the branches in Birmingham. Moved my way from trainee to an assistant manager. Then from there, I was a branch manager in some of the larger locations in and around the Birmingham area. And it was only last year, roughly, I think it was about March time, that I fancied a change. So I came over to the talent acquisition team here where I am now. Like I said, I absolutely enjoy going out. I speak to a lot of students, a lot of academics, a lot of careers people as well from all of our university partners. And it's just kind of great bringing people into the business. I absolutely love what I do. I enjoy working for Enterprise. I really love what the business stands for. But more so, you'll hear a bit more about what we do and what we look for in candidates, but the opportunities that we have for our people that join us is absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to pass it over to Michelle, just to kind of give a quick introduction to herself, and then we'll crack on. So over to you, Michelle.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle. I am the current branch manager at the Waltham Abbey branch, which is in Essex, just off the M25. I've actually been at Enterprise for just over 10 years now. I started when I was 24. So what I did is I went travelling first, did my uni degree, went travelling, then came and started Enterprise. I've worked at 4 branches now and really loving it, really loving the different kind of challenges that we get thrown every day and really getting to work with different people.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that then. So let's go on and tell you a bit about Enterprise Rent Car. So we're an industry leader in what we do, especially mobility and technology, as well as one of the top global travel companies out there. Now, we manage the largest and the most diverse privately owned fleet in the world. And I reckon right now it says 1.7 million, but we're probably close to 2 million vehicles in our operation. Now, the great thing is that our global network operates in nearly 100 countries and territories. We've got about 80,000 employees who serve customers from over 9,500 branches. Massive achievement there. And, you know, we've done that by building on more than 60 years of private ownership by the Taylor family of St. Louis. Our financial strength and stability are unmatched in our industry. And in fact, we're the only investment grade US-based car rental company out there. And our revenues in fiscal year 2020 are in excess of 22.5 billion. I think something in the region of just under 24 billion US dollars. And that kind of places us number 12 amongst the Forbes list of the largest private companies out there. Now, a couple of things. If we were a public company right now, we'd rank 140th among the Fortune 500, which is quite impressive, really. That's really, really good. And beyond that, we're the largest recruiters of talented university graduates in the UK. Now, a lot of you guys might be thinking, how innovative can car rentals get? Now, let me tell you one thing, we're very innovative. And, you know, we've spent something in the region of 3 billion US dollars on acquisitions and corporate investments. And we've done that to fuel our growth and to keep us at the cutting edge with a strategy that's focused on mobility, travel technology, fleet management, logistics, customer experience. And right now, we're upgrading our fleets to electric vehicles to make sure that we are really, really at the forefront of what's happening. But, you know, electric vehicles and tech, they're not the only ways we're thinking about the future. We're also driving our philanthropic mission as well, which is where we're going to discuss today. Now, there's so many different missions and so many different initiatives that we got out there. And some of the ones I want to talk to you guys about, I'll mention now. So my favorite especially is the Roots and Roots. Now, that's a 30 million 5-year donation to the Nature Conservancy to support water resource management initiatives. And we do that along major rivers in North America and Europe. And also the Enterprise 50 million tree pledge. That's 50 million US dollar commitment over 50 years to plant trees on public lands in North America and Europe as well. And the road forward. If you guys can recall back in the autumn of 2020, we backed our commitment, and there's a lot of publicity around this to diversify and include by launching a major multi-year initiative, which is what we call Road Forward. And that stands for respect, opportunity, achievement, and diversity. And we're involving our employees in the effort as well. And we're empowering our employees to identify the most pressing issues in their communities and decide how to spend an additional 25 million US dollars over the next 5 years. So there's a lot that's going on at the moment. And one of the ones that I was recently involved with was the Enterprise Failure Tank Initiative. And what that actually was is that at the same time we did the Road Forward initiative, we pledged an additional 65 million investment in Enterprise Failure Tank. And that was to address food poverty and food insecurity. It's an issue that often disproportionately affects people of color. And since its launch in 2016, we've actually contributed more than 50 million in fighting hunger in the local communities. But you know something, that's what we do for our communities, but it also, we do a lot for our employees as well. We want to make sure that our employees are included in all the initiatives and all the schemes that we got out there. So for our employees, we've launched the My Purpose, My Time benefit. We do that because it gives each employee paid time off towards an organization or cause of their choice. And we hope this initiative further provides our employees with a chance to strengthen their community relationships. Now, for us guys, it's safe to say that we're working hard to make a difference in our communities, in our company and in the world. And we looked at the past and how we care for our communities. Now let's look forward to futures, ours and for yours as well. Now, our fleet is massive. We're extensive. We've got pretty much a solution for most transportation needs. We've got everything from a small car right at the top, and as you're coming down to the left, those are all of our kind of what we call our non-commercial vehicles. So we've got large cars, small cars, automatics, manuals, all the way up to some of the luxury cars as well. And on the right-hand side, you can probably see all the lorries and vans, and that's our commercial offering. And since I started in 2011, this has just been growing and improving, and the variety has been increasing, and the range has diversified as well. Enterprise is continuously adding to this pool, and we're constantly talking to our customers to make sure that we are actually providing them with choices and options as well. But everything we do is underpinned by our founding values. Now, whether you're in our head office in St. Louis, or in our UK head office in Egham, or a local branch, the decisions we make, regardless how big or small they are, we always have our founding values at the forefront of everything. Our brand is the most important and most valuable thing we own. We're an organization that rewards hard work, and we do work hard as well. And for us guys, I'll talk about it later on anyway, but customer service for us is a way of life. We want to make sure that every customer that comes into our branch has an amazing experience. And we'll listen to each other. Our doors are always open. We're a fun and friendly company, and it's a place where teamwork rules. If you guys ever been to an enterprise branch, or you get the opportunity to go to an enterprise branch, you'll see that everybody's so enthusiastic. There's a lot of energy bouncing about, and it is generally a fun and friendly place to work. And I can confidently say that because I spent 12 years in the organization and I absolutely love it. And like I said earlier on in my previous slide, that we work with our communities in our neighborhoods as well, and we strengthen the bonds and the relationships that we have. And everything we do is underpinned by honesty and integrity. And that's one of the reasons for our success as well. And like I touched on earlier on, the 50 million tree pledge, these are some of the other initiatives that we have. The Roots and Roots, something that I mentioned, we've got the Failure Tank, which is a pledge that we made to kind of deal with food insecurity as well. The Roots and Roots project as well, and the project that we have for the 50 million trees. Now, just before I go over to Michelle, just to kind of find out what they're doing in their branch and their community, and how they're kind of getting involved, if they've done anything towards charity as well. I just want to talk to you guys and let you know about something that, since I started in Enterprise Rent-A-Car in 2011, up until now, we've always been an organization that's kind of really been proactive at giving back to communities, giving back to charities, and working with our local partners, our local charities. And it's not something that we've just recently done or got into the bandwagon. This has always been ingrained in our DNA. This is in our fabric. This is what we do. And it's something that started off when the organization started as well. Our founder, Jack Taylor, always had this philosophy of making sure that if we're taking out the community, we need to make sure we put back in there as well. But not just put back in there to create like an offset. We need to put more in there than what we take out. We need to strengthen our neighborhoods and our communities as well, all the time, every time. And the fact that we give our employees time off to contribute in their communities just shows how passionate we are and how committed we are to this initiative as well. So, Michelle, I just want to find out, is there anything you guys have done, say, maybe over the last 6 to 12 months in terms of charity or in terms of on any of the initiatives that we've got here? I just would love to hear what you guys have done in your branch towards this kind of initiative and how you guys kind of engage with the community as well. Over to you.
Yes. So to be fair, recently, so last Christmas, so a month ago, in my area, my branch's area, we have the Samaritans Child's charity based in our area. So what we've done is we took part in the Operation Christmas Child. So that's basically where you fill in the shoe boxes. You kind of pick whether you want to fill it for a girl or a boy, certain ages, and you kind of fill it with things, so toys or maybe pens, dolls, etc., anything that you think that they may be very grateful for. And what we did is we actually got the whole kind of city involved. So it's about 15 branches, maybe 2 to 3 boxes each, and then maybe five people were able to go down to the actual warehouse and drop it off to the actual charity. So things like that, which is great. It just shows a sense of community from us and giving back to not just the local kind of community, but the international community. I've also had situations where we've a couple of us have helped out with some food kitchens and food banks. So just being able to just kind of, everybody's kind of, if you've got a roof over your head or you're able to have a meal at night, for example, not everybody's lucky like us. So just kind of give back again to our local community.
I think that's so amazing because you touched the topic that not everybody's as lucky as us. We've got a roof and we've got food. There's a lot of people out there who are not as fortunate as us, and the fact that you're working as a team and as a branch and you're leading your colleagues in your team and the branch in the area in initiatives like this, it just clearly goes to show that we are passionate about what we do, and it's such a nice thing to kind of give back and to see that you kind of made a difference to people and you kind of made some improvements. That's amazing. That's awesome. Thank you very much for that, Michelle. That's awesome. Let's go to the next slide. So, we kind of recognize that no two people share the same combination of background or culture or abilities and values. And it's amazing. It's wonderful. And we want you to come to work each day and add value in the way that only you can. And at Enterprise, we put high value on diversity and we strive to create an inclusive environment where everyone can just really kind of be their best. And we make sure that everyone has a seat at our table. Now, we recruit at local colleges and universities, and right now, we work with community partners, organizations to recruit people from a wide variety of backgrounds as well. And we also try to make sure that corporate ladder is there for everyone and have a group of mentors, and everybody's got one, that gives people from diverse backgrounds a clear map for moving up at Enterprise. And no matter where you're located, you'll have our full support. And one way is through connecting with peers who share similar backgrounds, life experiences, interests, through our diversity teams and employee resource groups as well. And everyone gets formal coaching, and mentorship programs are there to ensure everyone has resources to be successful. And we also encourage open dialogue, and that's very important to Enterprise. And that's why we've introduced the diversity councils and forums in 2020. And this way we can have open and honest conversations about issues diverse groups face at Enterprise Rent a Car. And this is something that's company-wide, diversity and inclusion training that celebrates our cultures of having an open mind and open doors. Now, you might be thinking all of this sounds great. Well, we do more than talk the talk, we actually walk the work as well. By partnering with organizations around issues of diversity, inclusion, and get involved with events at the local and national level, which includes the new 5-year £55 million commitment to organizations that advance social, racial equality in communities around the world. So, you probably hear me say loads of million figures, 50 million, 60 million. The fact is that we're very pro in developing people. We're very keen on not just developing our people and communities. We have a holistic approach that we make sure that we try our best to get the best out of people who are with us and those who are in the communities that we serve as well. So, do you want to learn about how to inspire and lead while gaining valuable hands-on experience across multiple business sectors? Well, if your answer is yes, then I reckon the management training program, which is what I'm going to talk to you guys about today, is probably the right program for you. And the program's great. I started off on the Graduate Management Programme. Michelle started off on the program as well. All of our employees start off on the Graduate Management Programme. And we're recognized for the great program that we have on offer. We're in the top Times 100 graduate employers. We're on Rate My Placement, one of the top 100 graduate employers as well. And the awards that we get coming through all the time, we are actually pretty proud of this, and we are recognized nationally and internationally for the program that we have on offer. Now, at Enterprise, when you join us on the management training program, you'll get the support you need to become one of our future leaders. Now, I'll tell you a bit about the support that we have on offer just before, and then after that, I'll kind of go into Michelle and just kind of work out and just kind of find out from Michelle how she kind of supports her team in terms of giving feedback and driving best performance as well. But I'll tell you a bit about what we do here on a larger scale. Is that when you join us and you come into our organization, we'll give you real responsibility from the first day. We'll empower you to gain real world experience. But that's not all, because by the end of the program, you'll experience like a transformative growth as a career professional and personally as well. Now, our growth is based on your growth. It's just simple as that, really. We hire people in our organization that have the ambition to match ours, and then we teach them absolutely everything they need to know in order to run the business without us. So your entrepreneurial spirit is pretty much what we need. And the thing is that unhappy customers chat to you, and that's why it's really important to make sure that each and every customer enjoys a great experience with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, because that way they'll tell their friends all about it. They'll tell everybody about the great service they have, and hopefully their friends as well. And then they'll become our customers. And growth is a massive one for us. We're going to keep talking about growth. It's your growth or it's our growth. It's all the same to us, because when your customer service leads to more customers, we can build more locations, we can increase our fleet size. It just gives the opportunity to develop, to grow in the organization, to get promoted. And that's something that we're very, very keen on. So Michelle, I just want to kind of find out a bit about how you, as you're a branch manager in London, so how do you motivate your team? How do you kind of get the best out of them? What do you do? Just want to hear a bit about what you do in your branch. Over to you.
Yeah, so I think the first and most important thing for me is to get to know what motivates my team. So I sit down with them every month and I talk about their kind of like personal life and just kind of make sure that they're happy. So when they come into work, they also perform here and are happy at work. We have delegated duties. So our business is kind of split between like growth, for example, or you've got customer service, you've got sales, you've got the risk kind of aspect, and I empower my team to kind of be in charge of a certain area. And the best thing is that we rotate the area. So it's not just one kind of section that you're learning about. You ultimately learn about each different aspect, but you become an expert in that field per se. And for me, it's just important that everyone has the opportunity to not just manage their peers, but also to manage upwards. So if they've got an idea as to how to kind of improve a certain section, just because me as a branch manager, I've been doing it a different way, doesn't mean that they can't come to me and say, do you know what, Michelle, let's try this way. I have an idea. I give them full autonomy to make the decision.
Wow, that's impressive. It seems like you're a great culture there. Very open and inclusive. Thank you. Okay, so as a management trainee, you basically learn valuable hands-on experience across all sorts of our business areas, and your day will be filled with growth in all of our business areas. Now, what I want to do is just really kind of go over some of these areas of growth a little bit, and we'll kind of see what's what here really. So the first thing that we look out for, and we're kind of keen on, is communications. Now, that means learning all about how to turn communications into contact. And one thing we're massive at Enterprise Rent-A-Car is we love networking, and we'll put you in touch with our department heads. You'll have access to other area managers, other branch colleagues, other branch managers as well. But it's not just internally. We're really kind of keen on making sure that our colleagues and our employees have interactions with our business partners who do a lot of business with us. They partner with us on loads of different initiatives as well. So we're very, very keen on building your network, kind of making sure that you can communicate with all different layers of the hierarchy, but not just internal customers, but external customers as well. So we definitely kind of give you the opportunity to develop that side of yourself as well. Customer service, hands down. Customer service for us is the most important thing you'll learn. And for us, it's not a policy or a gimmick. It's our business. Our goal every day is to exceed customer expectations. Plain and simple. Great customer service experiences for everyone that walk through our doors. Time management. You'll learn a lot about time management in our organization so you can get everything done in an effective manner. Leadership, the roles that we have on offer, the management training program is a leadership position, and you can take charge and offer everything you have as a leader. And like Michelle mentioned earlier on, the team have a lot of autonomy to make decisions. They have a lot of autonomy to make sure that the customers are completely satisfied. We want to make sure that you're skilled to make those decisions independently, and you have the right thought process behind them as well. Sales and marketing, building relationships with local businesses, get to know our brands and how to talk about them. Their sales and marketing strategy is vital to our growth and our success as well. And sales is a big part of our organization. And what I'll do I'll tell you a bit more about it, and then I'll speak to Michelle. And Michelle, I'll come over to you in a short while. I just want to kind of find out a bit more about how you create a sales culture in your branch. So maybe whether you guys have got internal competitions or incentives. So I'll come over to that in a second. But sales and marketing, you know what? You guys don't need to be experts at sales. That's nothing to worry about, because we've got a comprehensive sales training program in our organization, and we give a lot of feedback to our colleagues. There's a lot of coaching, there's a lot of role play, there's a lot of development that happens, and we'll teach you everything about a sale, how to sell, but we'll also teach you the science and the mindset behind a sale as well. So if anybody is out there thinking about, I don't know how to sell, I'm not too keen on selling, I don't want to sell and all that sort of stuff, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Sales is just all about having a conversation with people, and it's really as simple as that. So Michelle, as a branch manager, sales is obviously important to every single branch. What do you do in your branch to kind of make sure that your team are performing and showing incentives, any competitions? Just would love to hear about what you guys do in your branch from a sales perspective. Over to you.
Yeah, I think it's important to realize that, as you said, you don't have to have the sales kind of experience. Like with myself, I had no sales experience when I applied for and joined the company. It's just being able to kind of be coached into how to sell. And the important thing to remember is that you're not actually selling to the customer per se, you're just advising them on the best product or the best option for them. In my branch, I keep it very fun and very kind of with loads of competitions. So we have this thing called Magic Squares, where if you sell on certain kind of things, like if you get an upgrade, or if you sell fuel, or you get a corporate lead, for example, you get to rub out the rest of the team members. And at the end of the week, we pick a number, and whoever wins can get like a half day. They can come in late, leave early. They can get lunch on me. They can get breakfast, whatever kind of motivates them. I can do like a lucky dip. So just to try and keep it fun. When we serve each customer, when my guys come back into the office, it is a case of, okay, so how did that go? How was the customer service? Are they happy? Were they in issues? How was the sales? And if they don't get the sale, it's okay, what was the objection? And then you kind of run through the objection there with them, just so that you learn a different way to kind of handle that objection. So you never kind of get scolded or told off for not getting a sale, because some customers just won't ever buy. But it's just as long as you can actually tailor your pitch and learn from, a previous no sale and get better that way. But my main thing is to keep it fun and keep it topical. So keep talking about sales. I have a sales captain. So every morning we'll update our sales board. Everybody knows where their figures are. Everybody knows what to kind of achieve or what to aim towards. And as a kind of company level for the group, you get rewarded as well. So if you're the top 25 salespeople in the group, you get given or taken out on a day out on the company. So when what we call Elite Club, so when I hit Elite Club, we were taken to Winter Wonderland. It was just like a whole day out on the company, just to kind of reward you for being great at sales.
Michelle, I just want to say that if I do ever decide to come out of a head office role, I'm coming to work in your branch.
I'm so glad.
Thank you. Yeah, that sounds fun. That sounds really interactive. And you know what? It even sounds like a sales environment. It just sounds like a really fun development, coaching kind of happy environment. That's awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's important to know as well that with customers, they buy into you. So if you provide excellent customer service, like they say, it goes hand in hand. Sales and service go hand in hand. They are more likely to kind of believe what you're saying. And if you have the confidence in what you're offering, they're more likely to kind of buy. So it is basically based on you. If you can kind of put your passion across, they're more likely to buy.
Perfect. Thank you. Great bit of advice there, Pia, and thanks for that. So the last, some of the skills that we would teach you is problem solving is another big one as well. Problems, they arise, happens, challenges come through, and they need solutions, and conquering as well. So the network that you have available around you, you have your assistant manager in a branch, you have your branch manager, you've also got access to area managers and HR managers as well. But not only that, you have mentors as well who can kind of guide you and coach you to make sure that you're making the right decisions. And problems occur. It's perfectly normal. It's how you react to those and how you kind of make your decisions around how to solve that problem as well. And it doesn't come naturally, but we're there to kind of guide you and coach you through the process as well. So what I'm going to talk about now is your career path. So if you do join Enterprise Rent a Car, I'll tell you a bit about how it works, but then I'll just love to hear about you, Michelle, how you started off as a management trainee, and then you moved through the rank as well. So in a short while, I'll come over to you and you can take us through your journey. That'll be amazing. But when you join Enterprise Rent a Car, you'll start off as a management trainee. The management training program is very, very comprehensive. It goes through a lot of information, and there's a lot of kind of points that we touch on there. We teach you everything about customer service, sales, vehicle acquisition. There's an element of risk in there as well. There's an element of dealing with our business partners also. There's so much on there. There's so much variety on there that it's just amazing. And we teach all of our employees, and we give every employee exposure to that, and they kind of have a great understanding and a great base to build their careers on. As a management trainee, to get to management assistant takes anything up to between 10 to 12 months, but really it's down to you. It's really down to how keen you are for promotion, how aggressive you are in terms of employee development, and how keen you are in terms of making progress and developments for yourself as well. We've had employees who have done it in 7 to 8 months, but about 10 to 12 months is kind of the average time. And once you've completed your management trainee kind of phase, your management assistance, and that's like kind of the phase you're in, or the stage you're at just before you become an assistant manager. At that point, you're really just kind of learning how to manage a branch, how to speak to colleagues, how to kind of handle and manage our customers and expectations, how to manage our customer service in branches and our revenues as well. So you're just in that state where you're ready to become an assistant manager, but you're just kind of getting that training now. And then you're an assistant manager, you're second in command of the branch, you get the keys to your location. You're pretty much the driving force and the main influencer in that organization at that point in that branch. Your role is to develop your customers, is to develop your revenues, to develop your fleet. But the most important thing is to develop your colleagues, because you're an expert, you're an assistant manager at that point. You're good at what you do, hence why you're in that position. But you need to make sure that your colleagues are good as well. Your colleagues understand, your colleagues learn. And it's a case of not giving them the answer, but telling them why as well. So it's really, really important that you get that point there. You're normally an assistant manager, we say, for 12 to 18 months. And in that time period, you may kind of have 2 branches that you visit or work in, maybe up to 3 as well. And then once you've done your assistant manager stage, you're then eligible for a promotion to branch manager. And the branch manager position is quite prestigious. There's a lot of prestige that does come with this role. You'll get a company car. There's a lot of other benefits as well. But to be in charge of a branch which has anything between 150 to 200 vehicles, a team of anything up to 10 employees working in there, managing a large portfolio of customers, does come with a lot of responsibility, but the role is fabulous. I was a branch manager for about 3 years, and I loved it. I loved the customers that I was dealing with. I loved the challenges that came through. I loved my team. It was an amazing, amazing role. Now, once you're a branch manager, you pretty much and have a good, solid understanding of the business. And around here, you can diversify into other parts of our business. You can go into the accounts team, HR, you can go out and manage our partners, vehicle acquisitions, vehicle resales. There's so many different functions out there that you can really, really diversify into whichever kind of function you wish. Or if you want to follow that linear trajectory, you can become an area manager where you're looking after anything up to 6 or 7 branches, and then a group manager, which is kind of looking after pretty much like a city, and then the group rental manager as well. So the opportunities are endless. There's a lot going on in enterprise. And the great thing about it is that we only promote from within. All of our employees get the opportunity to develop and progress and promote themselves and to do good, really, and to earn a lot of money on the way. So we've got a great culture, and we only promote from within. But Michelle, just coming over to you, love to hear a bit about you, really, from the point you started off on a management trainee, just going back to your university. What did you study? How did it all happen for you? And how did you kind of get to where you are now? So if you want to spend a couple of minutes on that, we'd love to hear it from you. Over to you. Thank you.
Sure. So I actually went to De Montfort University in Leicester, and I studied international business and globalization. I did an internship and I did marketing for a company called 3M, which they basically, their most famous products are the post-it notes, and like face masks and ear masks, etc. And from that role, I understood, or I realized that I didn't actually like B2B marketing. I actually like to be customer facing. But I always knew that I wanted to travel, and I wanted to travel before I kind of started my career. So after my my final year, I worked for a year to save money. Then I traveled for a year, and one of my friends actually went straight out of uni and started to work for enterprise. And she just told it to me. She said it's fun. It's a team kind of a role. You have a lot of fun. You have a lot of training sessions. It's just something to do. Like if you want a career and you want like a clear kind of path, apply for enterprise. So I applied for enterprise when I came back from traveling. And I started off in 2012. I started in the Palmer's Green branch, which is in North London. I was a management trainee for a year, and then I became a management assistant. And there I was a management assistant for another year, same branch. And then I started to apply for my assistant manager position. So I applied to 3, didn't get the first 2. But although I was a bit kind of upset or annoyed I didn't get them, I took on board the feedback. So the best thing about going for these interviews is you will get constructive feedback to how to better yourself or to get the next job. So my 3rd time applying, I then got the assistant manager position. And for me, when I speak to the other applicant that I got it over, he just said the difference between me and him was I actually had a development plan. So I would go out with my team and I would go through kind of like what we called the skills test back then. So you'd go through different aspects of the business, make sure that you understand, going through their kind of training folder, setting them up with presentations that they had to present in front of the area manager, just kind of getting them to have a well-rounded knowledge of the business. I was assistant manager there for 2 years, and then I got promoted to my 2nd branch, Waltham Abbey, as assistant manager. I was there for 6 months, and then I became a branch manager at Bishop Stortford. And that's when I really kind of had a different kind of experience of the company. No longer was I just kind of, in charge of the operation. So sending my guys here or there and make sure that the cars were here and the customers were all happy. I had to manage my team like properly. So I was in charge of their development. I had to make sure that our customers were happy. I had to make sure that my drivers were happy. I had to make sure that we had the cars on time for our customers. If there was any kind of issues, problem solve. And just kind of, it was my business and I was in charge basically. And then after 2 years, I got promoted to my 2nd branch, which is a bigger branch in Harlow. And I had a different kind of experience with that branch. And I did out of hours. So I dealt with a lot of like the breakdown customers as well as the normal kind of retail customers and insurance customers. So I got to experience a different type of customer base. Again, I had a bigger team and I had more drivers. So it was just making sure that I was able to juggle all the kind of pots. And then in August, just gone, I got promoted to my 3rd branch manager position back at Waltham Abbey. And it's a different team, different type of customers, but still loving it. It's just different challenges, different targets to hit. You're always going up against your last year's numbers. So it's always something to kind of motivate and drive towards. But yeah, that's where I am at the moment, but I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. As you were saying, we've got loads of benefits. You get a discount on car rentals. I get a personal company car, which is great. I've never had a car myself because I live in London. I've always lived in London. I've never used to have a car. I could just get on the bus or the tube, but I do love having a car.
That's amazing. There's just so much going on. There's so much variety as well. And I think the key about variety is that that's where the development points are. And you've traveled around, you've had so many different experiences, you've been to so many different branches. And you know what, right towards the end, you subbed it up by saying, I'm loving it. And you can tell that in the voice and how you kind of come across. So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you very much for that. That's amazing. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about just before we kind of coming towards the closing stages is just the application process. So if you guys are thinking about Enterprise Rent a Car and joining us, definitely go ahead, do the online application, pop in as much detail on there as you can. It's quite a simple application really, but it kind of forms a great understanding, and whenever we pick it up, it's just great to have all the information about you guys. So tell us about your experiences. Just really kind of fall back on if you have done any voluntary work as well, or if you've been doing anything at university. Even if you don't have any work experience, think about your times at university. Think about the times when you may have been part of a society, or you may have had the role as a treasurer or the president. Talk about those experiences and then pop them on there as well. Once you receive your application, if everything goes through well, we'll invite you to a virtual interview. That's pretty much just a face-to-face interview. Find out a bit about you, tell a bit about us. And we just want to talk to you about customer service experience, all that sort of stuff, and just tell you a bit about the role, really. Once that's gone through and everything's fine, we'll invite you to visit one of our branches. It's a great opportunity to see exactly what we do. In the branches, you'll see the whole team, everybody will be there. It'll be a live environment as well. But really, we're just looking at you. We're looking at your interaction. We're looking at your personality. We just want to make sure that you're right for us and we're right for you. And if everything goes well, we'll offer you the keys and we'll invite you to our business from start to finish. Depending on the roles you're applying for, it can be anything between 8 weeks is roughly about the right sort of time if it's an immediate position. But if you're looking at roles to start in summer, once you've completed your studies, or if it's an intern role you're looking for, then obviously those will start there. But just to let you know, remember all those people, those smart people from the first slide, the ones who help us grow. Now, we make sure that every single one of them has a seat at our table. And like I said, we recruit from every single university, we recruit from everywhere. We're very diverse and we're very, very open about what we do. And you know something, the program is great. We've had so many different awards for it. It's recognized not just in the UK, but internationally as well. And if you do apply to Enterprise Rent-A-Car, one thing we can pretty much almost guarantee is that we'll take people on merit. And there's nothing to be afraid of. If there's anything that you're not sure of, any questions, please reach out to us and we can make accommodations for people that we need to for as well. And at the same time, follow us on our social medias. And we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, where we have all of our latest videos. It's a great place to go to. You'll see so many bits of information on there. And there's loads of kind of bite-sized videos on there as well regarding employability. So definitely go and have a look at those. And that is the end of the presentation. I'm just going to open the floor up. I can see there's a few questions in the chat box, which I'll go through now as well. Like I said, my name's Haroon Hassan, and my colleague Michelle was with us as well. And if you guys do need to kind of get in touch with me, my email address is there. Also, there's the QR code on your screens that will feel free to scan that on your phones. It'll take you through to our website where you'll see all of our latest positions. Now, guys, if there's any questions, go ahead, pop them into the chat box. I'll try answering them as best as I can. There's quite a few in here as well. So just starting off, I've got one here saying, do I have a driving license? Can I still apply? Absolutely, of course you can. Have a look on our website. We've got non-driving roles available. If you are looking for a position in our branch, then yeah, driving a full UK driving license is a must. Andre saying, graduated in September 22 of all the driving license categories, interested working in the southeast of London. Thank you. Yes, we've got branches in the southeast of London. Andre, if you can see the QR code on the screen, feel free to scan the QR code. It'll take you to the position that we have on our website and you'll be able to find a branch. Otherwise, feel free to drop me an email. It's haroon.hassan@ehi.com and I can take you through that. Junaid saying, can international students apply? Graduated in April? Absolutely, of course you can. Just bear in mind, we need a full manual UK driving license for all of our positions which are driving. Let's have a look if there's any more questions coming through. Tapella wants to know any current interviewing positions for management program in Luton, Bedfordshire area. Absolutely, of course we've got positions available. We're recruiting right now. And we kind of recruit throughout the year anyway. But yeah, scan the QR code on the screen. Alternatively, if you just want to drop me an email and then I can kind of guide you through that. So next one is Sunny. I'm an international student doing my master's program. Want to apply but don't have a driving license. Yeah, I would need to have a full UK driving license to work in our branch network. But yeah, alternatively, feel free to have a look on our website. We've got some home working roles as well. And some customer service roles which don't require a driving license. We've also got some roles in our head office in Egham which are kind of business administration interns. So yeah, definitely have a look at those. And again, like I said, my email address is on the screen. Feel free to get in touch with me, and I can kind of guide you in the right way. Also, sales. There is an element of sales within the role. So yeah, and like Michelle and I said earlier on, you don't have to worry about sales really. If you don't have any sales experience, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing to worry about at all, because our training program is pretty comprehensive, and we're here to kind of guide you, develop you, give you feedback and all that sort of stuff as well. And the graduate training program, people tend to get it done between 10 to 12 months. One of my colleagues has done it in 8 months as well. It's really just kind of down to you, how keen you are in terms of getting through the program. Our applications, Sabrina wants to know our applications for September 2023 program intakes now open. Absolutely, definitely programs are open. So yeah, definitely have a look at that. Few questions about driving licenses. So yeah, definitely would need a full UK driving license, unless you're applying for non-driving roles. But if there's any questions, definitely, like I said, send me an email. Vacancies, Joshua wants to know any vacancies in Norwich. Most certainly we would have. Have a look at the website, and again, if not, just drop me an email. We can help you guys out there. My colleague Samantha's put the link in there as well for you to click through. Michelle, is there anything you'd like to add just before we wrap up? Anything that you want to add at all, or nothing at all?
Yeah, just to say, if you're not too sure, just apply, because when you get to the branch, you'll see what we're about. Before I joined Enterprise, I didn't know about Enterprise. I didn't really ever need to hire a car, but we do more than just hiring cars. We offer like solutions, mobility solutions to a lot of different companies. And in terms of like what we do, and if you want to, improve on customer service, if you want to improve on your confidence, if you want to, improve on sales and, ultimately run your own business, this is the best place to learn. I'm not just saying it because I work for Enterprise, but I wouldn't have seen myself here where I am as a branch manager and with all these different skills 10 years ago, because I think I didn't realize just how much Enterprise does and how much you learn. But whilst I'm in there, you really do appreciate, and you just don't realize it until, you go for your interview for, a promotion. You realize, oh my God, I do actually have this skill. I can actually do this. I can resolve problems. I can train my teams, and I can, grow the business by setting up accounts, for example, and I can communicate with different customers, whether it's their corporate account or like just the average person that comes in. It's just different things that you learn. But ultimately, it's just, yeah, I think if you're not sure, just pop into a branch, come and have a look, see what it's like. But apply also. Come join the Enterprise team.
Amazing, some great words there. Thank you very much, Michelle. That's amazing. Well, that's the end of the session here for us today. We do want to say thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for coming onto the webinar today. It's been amazing. And like I said, if you've got any more questions, anything at all, feel free to drop me an email. Have a great evening and good night. Thank you.